and welcome to the February edition of Hope News.
You will most likely have heard by now the fantastic news that we announced in January that another charity, ReTrack, has become part of the Hope for Justice family.
Yes, ReTrack, which helps children who are at risk across Africa into safe new lives, does a great work that helps to protect some of the most vulnerable people on earth from trafficking.
In case you missed it, here's a recap of the announcement.
Hello, I'm Ben Cooley.
And I'm Sir Peter Fahy.
We've got some incredible news for you today. It's a big announcement. We as Hope for Justice are welcoming ReTrack into the Hope for Justice family.
So many of you will know that ReTrack has been supporting street children through restoration, life skill programs, and helping them to reintegrate to safe, caring families. And we have been working in our preventative programs to strengthen vulnerable families and communities. But over the years, we've come to realise just how many of these children have actually been trafficked. So I approached Hope for Justice because it was clear that their strategic approach was so well aligned with ours, and we also have so many complementary programs. We have now decided to join the Hope for Justice family, and together we will benefit from all of the worldwide experience across both organisations.
As Chief Executive of Hope for Justice, I'm absolutely thrilled to not only welcome Sir Peter, but the whole ReTrack team into the family of Hope for Justice. We'll be working together across 4 continents to help vulnerable people to change lives and end slavery. We're so impressed by the preventative work done by ReTrack. It's an ideal fit to end modern-day slavery by rescuing victims, restoring lives and reforming society. You know, preventing children from being exploited and abused in the first place, well, that's just the heartbeat of Hope for Justice. Our commitment with you is to be an unstoppable movement to end modern-day slavery once and for all. We want to thank you for your support and your generosity. Thank you.
If you want to know more about what this means, the place to find out is Hope Conference.
It certainly is, and it is coming up fast. It's happening on March the 23rd and 24th, which is a Friday and a Saturday, at Audacious Church in Manchester, here in the UK.
This is going to be your chance to meet the teams and much more besides.
If you haven't been before, then you are in for a treat. Just have a look at this.
I see a movement of people united, committed and determined to unlock freedom for millions of lives around the world. I see a movement of people who refuse to stand by and watch from the sidelines. They have chosen to stand up tall, to use their voice, their lives, their time, their passion. This is a conference for that movement. The dreamers, the hope bringers, the justice fighters, the change makers. I see you as part of that movement. Together we will change lives and we will end slavery.
Last year was so much fun, wasn't it, Deborah?
I seem to remember the presenters were outstanding.
I can't remember their names, but they were brilliant.
Oh, top
anyway,
draw.
if you want to book in for this year's conference, you can go to hopeforjustice.org. You can click the Hope Conference on the drop-down menu.
And we will also put a link in the Hope News email too. Now, there is so much great news from all our programs around the world. We just can't possibly list everything. So here are a few of the highlights. In Cambodia, we are expanding our work to the border with Thailand, which is a hotspot for trafficking.
Hope for Justice will have a permanent staff presence on that border, and we hope to engage victims and potential victims before they reach the big cities. In Uganda, over the last 4 months, the team has made enormous progress with a young boy in our care who we will call David.
David sadly suffers from epilepsy and memory loss, plus severe burns down the left side of his body, which have left him with a disfigured hand.
Our staff believe that this might have happened when David sat by a fire trying to keep warm at night before suffering a seizure and falling into the flames.
despite the huge obstacles he faces. The shy outcast we met on the streets 4 months ago can now be better described as a confident young boy looking forward to his future.
Our team are exploring medical options to help him regain the use of his hand, and our social workers are carefully helping him piece together his few memories to try to locate his home.
Thanks to the patience and dedication of our team, we hope he will soon be on course for reintegration into a family setting.
We are doing more work in new US cities, including Memphis, where our investigators are working closely with that city's sex trafficking unit on a number of cases.
We also shared our key messages with a huge and influential new audience at the beginning of this month at the Worship Together conference in Tennessee, raising awareness of human trafficking.
In the UK, we have supported police raids that have led to 6 arrests and 12 potential victims safeguarded. This is a phenomenal result and looks to have smashed a major trafficking gang.
We have also seen a number of other rescues throughout January and early February. If you want to find out any more information about these amazing stories, then you can find the details on our social media accounts and our website. Over in Norway, a government official who received our training put it into practice the very next week when she identified 2 victims of modern slavery on what was meant to be a routine inspection.
Yeah, later in her office, those 2 victims, they were so overjoyed that they just burst into tears. And later the inspector told us this. She said, "I've seen similar cases for years, but I've never identified it as modern slavery. I would not have identified this as modern slavery or known how to get help unless I attended the training session. Today was a great day." In Ethiopia, we've just had the amazing news that a 12-year-old girl who left home because of an abusive stepfather and then ended up in domestic servitude has been reintegrated with her family after almost 5 years in exploitation and government institutions.
The stepfather had separated from her mother, so it was safe for her to return. It was such a moving and powerful moment for our colleagues in Ethiopia.
If you're a part of a church community, could your church host a Hope Sunday? It's a fantastic opportunity for your whole church to become a bigger part of unlocking freedom.
We will provide all the media, the promotional materials, and everything else that you might need.
Now, during Hope Sunday, we want to raise awareness about trafficking, but we also want to encourage everyone at your church to take a stand and to see the impact that they can have as part of the anti-slavery movement.
Yeah, to inquire about Hope Sunday and to receive more information, just click on the link that's in the email. And that is all for this edition of Hope News. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you very soon, particularly at Hope Conference.
Yeah, don't forget to book your tickets at hopeforjustice.org. We will see you soon.
See you there. Bye-bye.